My life's work went up in flames, and my husband handed me the match. By morning, I was at the airport, suitcase in hand, ready to burn my own path. Clara had spent 10 years building her catering business from a single borrowed mixer in a cramped apartment kitchen to a thriving company with a reputation for elegance and precision. Every wedding cake, every meticulously plated hors d'oeuvre was a testament to her sweat, her sleepless nights, and her refusal to quit. She was the heartbeat of Clara's culinary creations, a name that now graced the lips of every event planner in Chicago. But her husband, Tom, saw her success as a shadow cast over his own fading ambitions. A failed musician turned reluctant office drone, Tom's resentment simmered like a pot left too long on the stove. Clara sensed it in the small things first, the way he'd forget to pass along messages from clients, the snide comments about her long hours, as if his 9 to 5 was the only work that mattered. But she loved him, or at least, she loved the man he'd been when they met, the one who strummed love songs and promised they'd conquer the world together. So she forgave the barbs, the dismissals, the way he'd roll his eyes when she talked about her dreams. She told herself it was stress, not sabotage, until the night of the gala. The gala was Clara's biggest contract, yet a 500-guest fundraiser for a local charity. With Chicago's elite in attendance, it was her chance to cement her name among the city's top caterers. She spent weeks perfecting the menu: lavender-infused macarons, truffle-dusted canapes, a 5-tier chocolate sculpture that doubled as dessert and art. Every detail was planned to the second. She trusted Tom to handle the delivery logistics, a task he'd volunteered for with an eagerness that, in hindsight, should have raised alarms. The morning of the gala, Clara arrived at the venue to find chaos. The delivery van was late. When it finally arrived, the food was ruined, cakes collapsed, sauces curdled, the chocolate sculpture a melted heap. The driver, pale and stammering, handed her a note from Tom. "Sorry, got held up. Things happen." Clara's heart sank as she realized the truth. Tom hadn't just failed her. He'd orchestrated the disaster. A quick call to the supplier confirmed it. Tom had instructed them to delay the delivery by hours, claiming Clara had changed the schedule. He'd let the food sit in an uncooled van under the summer sun. Her hands shook as she faced the client, a steely woman in a power suit who didn't mince words. "Clara, this is unacceptable. We're canceling the contract." The words hit like a punch. Years of reputation, gone in one botched event. Clara managed a tight smile, apologized, and promised to make it right. But inside, she was crumbling. The drive home was a blur of rage and betrayal. Tom was on the couch when she walked in, a beer in hand, the TV blaring some sports game. "Rough day?" he asked, not looking up. The casualness of it snapped something in Clara. She stood in the doorway, still in her chef's coat, flour smudged on her cheek, and let the words spill out. "Did you think I wouldn't find out?" Her voice was low, trembling with fury. Tom finally met her eyes, his face a mask of feigned confusion. "Find out what? You told the supplier to delay the delivery. You let my work rot in that van. Why? Tom, why would you do this to me?" He set the beer down, slowly, like he was buying time. "You're overreacting. It was a mix-up. You think I'd sabotage you? Come on, Clara. Don't be dramatic." But she saw it in his eyes, the flicker of guilt, the defiance that followed. He wasn't sorry. He was angry she'd called him out. "You work too much," he said, standing now, his voice rising. "You're never here. You act like your little business is the center of the universe. Maybe I wanted you to slow down, to remember you have a husband." Clara laughed, a bitter sound that surprised even her. "My little business, it's what's kept us afloat while you sulk over your guitar. I built this, Tom, and you tried to tear it down because you can't stand that I'm better at something than you." The argument escalated, words like knives slicing through years of unspoken grievances. Tom accused her of neglecting him, of being obsessed with her career. Clara fired back, recounting every time she'd supported his dreams, every sacrifice she'd made to keep their marriage alive. But when he said, "You need to apologize and move on. Be a wife for once," something in her broke free. "Be a wife," she repeated, her voice steady now. "You mean bend down, clean up your mess, and pretend this didn't happen?" "No, Tom, I'm done." She didn't wait for his response. She walked to their bedroom, pulled a suitcase from the closet, and started packing. Clothes, toiletries, a photo of her late mother who'd taught her to cook only the essentials. Tom followed, his tone shifting from anger to panic. "Clara, wait. You can't just leave. We need to talk." "There's nothing left to say," she said, zipping the suitcase. "You made your choice when you ruined mine." By dawn, she was at O'Hare Airport, the hum of the terminal a strange comfort. Her phone buzzed with texts from Tom apologies, excuses, pleas to come home. She silenced it and bought a one-way ticket to New York, a city she'd always dreamed of conquering with her culinary art. As she boarded the plane, a weight lifted. For the first time in years, she felt free not just from Tom, but from the version of herself that had stayed too long. In New York, Clara started small again, renting a tiny kitchen space in Brooklyn. Word of her talent spread quickly. A food critic raved about her pop-up dinners, and soon she was catering events for artists, entrepreneurs, even a few celebrities. She didn't rebuild her old life. She created a new one, bolder and unapologetic. Back in Chicago, Tom faded into the background of her story, a lesson in what happens when love turns to envy. Clara's journey wasn't just about leaving a toxic marriage. It was about reclaiming her worth, about refusing to let someone else's insecurities dim her light. She learned that success isn't just in the work you do, but in the courage to walk away from what no longer serves you. What do you think? Was Clara right to leave without looking back? Or should she have given Tom a chance to make amends? Share your thoughts on where justice lies in this story of betrayal and redemption.